My beloved child, tonight, a message is reaching your home before the next sunrise does. And if you found this video by accident, then listen carefully, because accidents do not lead people here. Something inside your walls has been quietly changing, and Archangel Michael says you must stop this as soon as possible. Do not skip. Stay until the end because something huge is waiting for you. A revelation is coming that may explain the strange feeling you have carried for weeks, maybe even months. There is a reason your spirit has felt restless inside your own house. A reason the silence in certain rooms suddenly feels heavier. A reason you sometimes walk into a space and forget why you entered. And tonight, the truth is finally being uncovered. Archangel Michael is standing at the doorway of your life right now, not with fear, but with warning. A warning that could change everything if you listen in time. Because there is something happening inside the home you are living in. Something that slowly drains peace without anyone noticing at first. And Michael says most people ignore the signs until it becomes too late. But you were chosen to hear this message before that moment arrives. Look closely at what has been happening recently. Tiny arguments appearing from nowhere. Sleep feeling different. Moments of exhaustion even after resting. A strange heaviness during the evening hours. Unexpected tension between family members. Objects misplaced repeatedly. Plans delayed again and again. You thought these were ordinary moments. But Michael says they are not random. And what you are about to hear next, very few people are prepared for. Stay till the end. Because the final revelation may completely change the atmosphere of your home forever. There are homes that shine with peace the moment you walk inside them. And there are homes where energy quietly collapses little by little without visible reason. Archangel Michael says the difference often begins with one dangerous habit people continue every single day without realizing its effect. And this is the thing you must stop immediately. Negative words inside the home. Not loud screaming. Not chaos. Something smaller. Something quieter. Words spoken carelessly. Repeated disappointment. Constant complaints. Hopeless conversations. Fear-filled thoughts spoken aloud again and again. Michael says walls remember more than people do. Every sentence spoken repeatedly leaves an invisible weight behind. And over time, that weight changes the atmosphere of the home itself. That is why some houses begin to feel cold emotionally even when people still live together inside them. Do not skip this part. Because Michael is revealing something most people never understand until years later. Your home listens. Your home absorbs. Your home reflects. The moment people wake up and fill the air with frustration, fear, bitterness, or hopelessness, the atmosphere slowly begins to shift. At first, nobody notices. Then motivation fades. Peace weakens. Joy becomes rare. And eventually the people inside the home stop recognizing themselves. But tonight, Archangel Michael says this cycle can be broken. Something huge is waiting for you near the end of this message. Because Michael is about to reveal the one thing that restores light inside a home faster than anything else. But first, there is another warning. Michael says many people unknowingly keep doors open inside their homes that should have been closed long ago. Not physical doors. Spiritual ones. Old pain constantly replayed. Past betrayals discussed every day. Fear from previous failures repeated again and again. Energy from painful memories allowed to live permanently inside the walls. And the more these memories are fed, the heavier the home becomes. Listen carefully. Your house was never meant to become a storage place for emotional darkness. It was meant to become a shelter for peace. And Michael says some of you already feel deep inside exactly what must change. You have sensed it for a while. That certain conversations leave the room feeling strange. That some habits pull peace away from your home. That certain influences entering your space never bring calm afterward. Michael says trust that feeling. Because your spirit recognized the warning before your mind did. Stay till the end. Because the next revelation may shock you. Archangel Michael says there are moments when heaven tries to protect a home quietly before greater problems appear. That protection often arrives through discomfort first. You feel restless. You feel emotionally unsettled. You feel pushed to change something suddenly. And you do not understand why. But Michael says those moments are not punishment. They are protection. Because heaven can see what people cannot yet see. And tonight, Michael says your home is standing at an important turning point. What happens next depends on what you allow to continue inside your space. Some of you already know exactly what this message is about. The endless negativity. The draining atmosphere. The hopeless routines. The constant emotional heaviness. Michael says stop feeding what destroys your peace. Stop repeating what weakens your spirit. Stop allowing darkness to speak louder than hope inside your home. Because every day you continue, the atmosphere becomes harder to restore. But here comes the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. Do not skip this. Archangel Michael says the moment one person inside a home changes their spirit completely, the entire atmosphere can begin changing within days. One person. One light. One decision. That is how restoration begins. Not through fear. Not through panic. But through intentional peace. Michael says your words tonight matter more than you realize. The energy you bring into your home tonight matters. The atmosphere you create before sleeping matters. Because homes transform from the inside out. And heaven responds faster than people expect when peace is chosen intentionally. Now listen carefully to this next part. Michael says there are 3 things that instantly weaken the light of a home. Constant complaining. Speaking defeat repeatedly. And inviting hopelessness into daily conversations. These things slowly silence joy. And once joy disappears, everything else becomes harder. But there are also 3 things that rebuild peace rapidly. Gratitude. Calm words. And moments of intentional silence with heaven. Michael says even one peaceful voice inside a home can interrupt cycles that have lasted for years. That is why you found this message tonight. You were not guided here randomly. You were chosen to hear this before something became heavier. Stay till the end. Because the final words of this part carry a warning Michael says must be heard immediately. There is someone watching right now who has been feeling emotionally exhausted every time they enter a certain room. Michael says pay attention to that feeling. Because environments carry energy longer than people realize. And the atmosphere around you is either building strength, or draining it. Nothing stays neutral forever. That is why Michael says tonight is the night to reclaim peace over your home. Turn away from constant fear. Turn away from endless negativity. Turn away from hopeless patterns. Because what you tolerate repeatedly eventually shapes the atmosphere around you. And Michael says heaven wants your home restored, not burdened. Before this message ends, listen to this carefully. A major shift begins the moment peace becomes stronger than fear inside a household. Not perfection. Peace. Not endless pressure. Peace. Not pretending everything is fine. But choosing not to let darkness become the loudest voice anymore. And Michael says if you protect the atmosphere of your home starting tonight, you will begin noticing changes faster than expected. Unexpected calm. Clearer thinking. Improved relationships. Renewed energy. A lighter emotional atmosphere. Because peace multiplies quietly. And once it begins spreading, everything changes. Do not miss the next part. Because Archangel Michael is about to reveal the hidden object inside many homes that silently blocks peace without people realizing it. And what he reveals next may shock you completely. There is something hidden in your home that has been silently shaping your emotions, and Archangel Michael says most people never notice it until their peace completely disappears. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what Michael is about to reveal tonight is so unexpected, that once you hear it, you may never look at your home the same way again. You cleaned the rooms. You organized the space. You tried to make everything feel peaceful. But Michael says peace is not only affected by what is visible. It is affected by what remains emotionally unfinished inside the home. And tonight, heaven is pointing directly at it. Listen carefully. Some homes carry old energy for years because people refuse to release what no longer belongs there. Old objects connected to painful memories. Items filled with sadness. Things kept out of guilt, fear, or emotional attachment. Michael says certain objects quietly hold emotional weight far longer than people realize. And every time your eyes pass over them, your spirit remembers something heavy. Do not skip this part. Because this message may explain why your atmosphere has felt emotionally blocked lately. Michael says many people unknowingly surround themselves with reminders of disappointment. Broken memories. Old pain. Past seasons they were supposed to move beyond. And instead of creating peace, the home slowly becomes filled with emotional echoes. That is why some people feel exhausted without understanding why. The environment keeps replaying emotions silently. But tonight, Archangel Michael says a shift is possible. A huge shift. One that can begin immediately. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you near the final moments of this message. Michael says heaven is asking you to make room for new peace. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Now. There is someone watching this who already knows exactly what must leave their space. You felt it before this video even started. That strange feeling every time you look at a certain item. That emotional heaviness connected to certain corners of the home. That sense that something around you no longer matches the peace you are trying to build. Michael says trust that feeling. Your spirit recognizes what your mind keeps ignoring. And here comes the shocking revelation. Some people pray for peace while continuing to hold on to everything connected to their past pain. Michael says peace cannot fully grow where emotional clutter is constantly being protected. Do not skip. Because the next words may change the energy of your home forever. Archangel Michael says your environment speaks to your spirit every single day. The music inside the home. The conversations inside the home. The emotional atmosphere inside the home. Even the objects surrounding you daily. Everything either strengthens peace, or weakens it slowly. Nothing is neutral forever. And tonight Michael says heaven is asking you one question. What are you allowing your home to repeat back to you every day? Think about that carefully. Because some homes repeat stress. Some repeat exhaustion. Some repeat fear. But homes filled with intentional peace begin repeating calmness, clarity, and restoration. And the transformation often begins with one decision. One intentional change. One moment of release. Stay till the end. Because Michael is about to reveal the hidden habit that quietly steals joy from families without anyone noticing. This next part is important. Do not scroll. Michael says many homes lose their peace because people stopped protecting the atmosphere of their mornings. The first words spoken each day shape the emotional direction of the home. Yet many people wake up speaking pressure, frustration, fear, and negativity immediately. And that energy spreads through every room. But Michael says mornings were never meant to begin with emotional heaviness. They were meant to begin with gratitude, calmness, and expectation for good things. Because the beginning of the day creates momentum for everything that follows. There is someone watching right now who wakes up already emotionally tired before the day even starts. Michael says your home absorbs that energy more than you realize. And heaven is asking you to change the atmosphere before the atmosphere changes you. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next revelation is something very few people have ever heard before. Archangel Michael says homes remember repeated emotions like footprints pressed into the ground. If peace is repeated, peace grows stronger. If hopelessness is repeated, heaviness grows stronger. And over time, the atmosphere begins affecting everyone inside the home without words even being spoken. That is why some people walk into a room and suddenly feel emotionally drained for no visible reason. The atmosphere has been shaped little by little over time. But tonight, Michael says restoration can happen faster than destruction did. Do not skip this. Because what he says next may become the turning point of your entire household. Michael says one peaceful person inside a home carries more power than endless negativity repeated daily. One calm spirit. One grateful voice. One intentional decision to stop feeding emotional heaviness. That is how homes begin healing. Not through perfection. Through consistency. Through peace repeated daily until the atmosphere changes completely. And Michael says heaven notices every effort you make toward restoring light inside your space. Even the small ones. Especially the small ones. Now listen carefully. There is another reason some homes lose peace. Constant distraction. People living together but never emotionally connecting. Everyone present physically, but distant spiritually and emotionally. Michael says homes weaken when meaningful connection disappears. That is why laughter matters. Presence matters. Peaceful moments matter. Because homes are not meant to become cold places where people simply exist beside each other. They were meant to become spaces of restoration. And tonight, Michael says your home can become that again. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the final revelation of this part is one of the most powerful messages Michael has spoken tonight. Here it is. Archangel Michael says the atmosphere of a home changes the moment someone decides peace will no longer be optional. Not temporary peace. Not occasional peace. Protected peace. Intentional peace. Daily peace. And once that decision is made, everything slowly begins responding differently. The conversations change. The emotions change. The energy changes. Even the silence inside the rooms begins to feel lighter. Michael says your home was never meant to carry endless heaviness. It was meant to become a place where peace lives consistently. And tonight may be the exact moment that transformation begins for you. Do not miss the next part. Because Archangel Michael is about to reveal why certain homes suddenly experience strange emotional distance between loved ones, and the hidden behavior that silently causes it without anyone realizing. A silence has entered many homes, and Archangel Michael says almost nobody understands what it truly means until relationships begin feeling emotionally distant without explanation. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because tonight, Michael is revealing one of the deepest secrets about the home you are living in, and what he says next may completely change the way you look at the people around you. There are homes where people speak every day. But no one truly connects anymore. Conversations become short. Energy becomes distant. Smiles become rare. And slowly, the warmth that once filled the house begins disappearing room by room. Michael says this does not happen suddenly. It happens quietly. Little by little. Moment by moment. Until one day people wake up feeling emotionally far away from each other without understanding why. But tonight heaven is exposing the hidden cause. Listen carefully. Archangel Michael says emotional distance often begins when peace inside the home stops being protected intentionally. People become busy. Distracted. Emotionally exhausted. And eventually they stop noticing each other deeply. Do not skip this part. Because what Michael says next is something very few people ever realize in time. Homes do not lose peace overnight. They lose peace through repeated emotional neglect. Unspoken appreciation. Ignored kindness. Constant distraction. And silence where love once existed naturally. Michael says many homes are not suffering from lack of love. They are suffering from lack of presence. People are physically there, but emotionally absent. And the atmosphere slowly changes because of it. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you near the final moments of this message. There is someone watching right now who has felt this shift deeply. You sense the atmosphere changing. You notice the distance growing. You tried to ignore it. But deep inside, you knew something was missing. Michael says your spirit recognized the change before anyone spoke about it. And tonight, heaven wants restoration to begin. But first, there is something important you must hear. Archangel Michael says many people unknowingly bring outside stress directly into the home every single day. Pressure from work. Frustration from the world. Fear from endless noise and distraction. And instead of releasing that heaviness, they spread it through the rooms around them. The home absorbs everything. Every emotion. Every word. Every repeated atmosphere. And over time, the emotional climate inside the house changes completely. Do not skip. Because Michael is about to reveal the hidden habit that silently weakens connection between loved ones. This revelation may shock you. Michael says one of the fastest ways peace disappears from a home is when people stop listening to each other fully. Not hearing. Listening. There is a difference. Many people hear words while their minds remain somewhere else entirely. But real listening carries presence, attention, care. And Michael says homes filled with true listening begin healing faster than people expect. Because feeling understood restores emotional warmth immediately. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next revelation may become the exact turning point your home needs. Archangel Michael says there are moments when heaven watches families drift apart quietly, not because they stopped loving each other, but because they stopped protecting the atmosphere between them. And tonight, Michael says restoration begins with small moments. Small kindness. Small patience. Small peaceful conversations. These things appear tiny. But they carry enormous power inside a home. One calm response can stop an entire cycle of tension. One sincere conversation can restore closeness. One intentional moment together can shift the atmosphere of an entire household. Michael says never underestimate peaceful moments. Because peace spreads faster than people realize when someone chooses to protect it intentionally. Stay till the end. Do not scroll. Because the next words are some of the most important in this entire message. Michael says many homes feel emotionally heavy because nobody has paused long enough to create stillness anymore. Constant noise. Constant distraction. Constant rushing. And slowly the spirit inside the home becomes exhausted. But heaven did not create your home to feel emotionally chaotic every day. Your home was meant to become a place where hearts could rest. Where peace could grow. Where strength could return. And tonight, Michael says it can become that again. There is someone watching this who has felt emotionally drained inside their own space lately. Michael says this message found you for a reason. Because restoration is closer than you think. But something must change first. Do not skip. Because here comes the once-in-a-lifetime revelation. Archangel Michael says the emotional atmosphere of a home changes immediately when one person decides to become the source of peace instead of reacting to every negative emotion around them. That one decision changes everything. Instead of spreading frustration, they spread calmness. Instead of repeating negativity, they speak hope. Instead of increasing tension, they create peace. And Michael says heaven strengthens every person who chooses this path. Because peaceful energy inside a home protects more than people understand. Now listen carefully to this next part. Michael says homes grow stronger when gratitude becomes louder than complaints. Think about that. Some homes repeat problems constantly. Others repeat appreciation. And over time, the atmosphere follows whatever is repeated most. That is why gratitude matters so deeply. Gratitude changes emotional energy immediately. It softens hearts. It restores warmth. It reminds people of what still matters. And Michael says gratitude invites peace into places where heaviness once lived. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the final revelation of this part may be the most powerful one yet. Michael says there are homes that completely transform in a matter of weeks once peace becomes intentional daily. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because the emotional atmosphere changes first. People begin speaking differently, thinking differently, responding differently. The energy becomes lighter. The rooms begin feeling calmer. Even difficult moments become easier to handle because peace is no longer absent. And tonight, Michael says your home can begin transforming the same way. But it starts with one choice. Protect the atmosphere. Protect the peace. Protect the emotional energy inside your walls. Because your home reflects what is repeated inside it every single day. Do not miss the next part. Because Archangel Michael is about to reveal the nighttime habit silently weakening the energy of countless homes, and what he says next may surprise you completely. Tonight, Archangel Michael says the atmosphere of your home changes the most during the final moments before sleep, and almost nobody realizes how important those hours truly are. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what Michael is about to reveal may completely transform the emotional energy inside your home starting tonight. There is a reason certain homes wake up feeling peaceful, while others wake up carrying heaviness before the day even begins. And according to Michael, the difference often begins at night. Listen carefully. The final thoughts spoken inside a home before sleep leave a powerful emotional imprint on the atmosphere. Many people end their nights with stress, negative conversations, emotional exhaustion, endless distraction. And then they wonder why peace feels distant the next morning. But Michael says nighttime was never meant to become a doorway for heaviness. It was meant to become a moment of restoration. A moment where calmness returns. A moment where peace settles over the home quietly. Do not skip this part. Because what Michael says next may shock you completely. Archangel Michael says many homes lose emotional warmth because people stopped ending their days with intentional peace. No gratitude. No stillness. No calm conversations. Only distraction and emotional noise until sleep arrives. And over time, the atmosphere inside the home becomes emotionally restless. But tonight, heaven is calling you back to peace. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you near the final revelation of this message. There is someone watching right now who has noticed strange emotional heaviness during nighttime hours specifically. Michael says your spirit noticed it for a reason. Because nighttime energy shapes tomorrow's atmosphere more than people realize. That is why calmness before sleep matters deeply. The words spoken before sleep matter. The emotional atmosphere inside the rooms matters. Everything leaves an imprint. And tonight, Michael says a new atmosphere can begin inside your home immediately. But first, there is something important you must stop. Michael says stop carrying unresolved frustration from one day into the next. Do not allow yesterday's heaviness to sleep inside your home repeatedly. Because emotional weight multiplies when it is never released. And eventually, people begin feeling exhausted without understanding why. Do not skip. Because this next revelation is one of the most powerful messages in the entire video. Archangel Michael says peace enters homes where people intentionally create moments of stillness. Not endless noise. Not constant distraction. Stillness. Moments where the atmosphere becomes calm enough for hearts to breathe again. And Michael says many miracles begin quietly inside peaceful moments people almost overlook. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what Michael reveals next may become the exact turning point your household has needed for a long time. Listen carefully. Michael says homes become emotionally stronger when gratitude is spoken out loud regularly. Not only during perfect moments. During ordinary moments too. Simple appreciation changes the emotional atmosphere immediately. It softens tension. It restores warmth. It reminds people that peace still exists even during difficult seasons. And Michael says heaven responds powerfully to homes where gratitude becomes part of daily life. There is someone watching this who feels like peace disappeared from their home slowly over time. Michael says it can return the same way. Slowly. Gently. Consistently. One peaceful day at a time. One calm response at a time. One intentional moment at a time. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Because the next revelation may completely change how you see your home forever. Archangel Michael says homes absorb emotional repetition more than people understand. If tension repeats daily, the atmosphere becomes heavy. If calmness repeats daily, the atmosphere becomes peaceful. And eventually, everyone inside the home begins responding according to the emotional climate surrounding them. That is why protecting the atmosphere matters so deeply. Michael says peace must be guarded intentionally. Not occasionally. Daily. Now listen carefully to this next part. Many people wait for peace to appear automatically. But Michael says peaceful homes are built through consistent choices. The choice to speak gently. The choice to release negativity faster. The choice to create moments of connection. The choice to protect emotional warmth. These small decisions transform entire households over time. And tonight, Michael says your home may be closer to restoration than you think. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next revelation is something very few people have ever heard before. Archangel Michael says every home carries an emotional echo. Whatever emotions dominate inside the walls begin repeating themselves naturally. That is why homes filled with gratitude often feel lighter immediately. And homes filled with constant stress feel emotionally draining even in silence. But tonight, heaven is inviting you to change the echo inside your home. To replace heaviness with peace. To replace frustration with calmness. To replace emotional distance with connection again. And Michael says the transformation can begin faster than you expect once the atmosphere changes. Do not skip this final part. Because these next words may stay with you forever. Michael says your home was never meant to become a place where peace struggles to survive. It was meant to become a shelter for restoration. A place where hearts recover. A place where emotional strength returns. A place where calmness lives consistently. And tonight, heaven is asking you to protect that atmosphere intentionally from this moment forward. Speak peace. Choose calmness. Create gratitude. Protect emotional warmth. Because every word, every emotion, and every repeated atmosphere shapes the home you are living in right now. And here comes the final once-in-a-lifetime revelation. Archangel Michael says some homes begin transforming the very moment one person decides. From tonight onward, peace will live here again. That single decision changes more than people realize. It changes conversations. It changes energy. It changes emotional connection. And eventually, it changes the entire atmosphere of the home itself. Stay ready. Because what Michael reveals in the next part may be the deepest message of all, the hidden reason some homes suddenly lose joy even when everything looks fine on the outside.